Loud. Okay, good. Welcome. Welcome you all. For those who are not familiar with TIMFA, who are new to TIMFA, my name is Victor. I am a licensed professional therapist in the state of Texas. I'm also a licensed chemical dependency counselor. That means I'm a drug and alcohol counselor. I have a lot of other certifications, but those two are the ones that I have license for. Obviously, I am also the president of TIMFA. If you are here, this is the mentoring program that TIMFA is offering, the 90-day mentoring program. Look, we are doing this because it's not enough to have the practical. It's not enough to have the theoretical. You need to have mentoring. If you want to succeed as a counselor, you need to have mentoring program. You need to be under somebody. It's just as simple as that. I did it, I still do it. In most jurisdictions, before you get your license, you have to do mentoring. You have to do practicum. It's just, they know that just what you get in class is not enough. If you really think about it, you're going to be spending, let's say you're doing individual counseling. You're going to be spending somewhere between 45 minutes and 1.5 hours with someone in the same setting. It's difficult to know what to say. It's even harder to say the right thing. It's even harder to say the right thing that would move the needle, that would help your clients. So it does require some skills, some listening skills, some discerning skills, some skills of knowing when things are moving forward and when things are not, knowing what to do. There are some sessions that are basically so complicated that silence becomes progress. And you wouldn't know that unless you've gone through some tutelage. For instance, I'll give you an example. In the state of Texas, for you to be a drug and alcohol counselor, if you have an associate degree, you need 4,000 hours of practicum. And that practicum means you have to work in a setting where they are delivering services to clients. You have to observe it, do the documentation, do the group counseling, do all that. That's Texas. If you have a college degree, you have a BSc, you need to do 3,000 hours. Now, if you have a master's like me in counseling or psychology, you will not need to do much. But for other things, let's say for mental health counseling, which I'm also certified as a mental health counselor, for me to get that certification and license, I have to do 3,000 hours. And that means I had to really go and work in a psychiatric hospital. So, and when they're up to 3,000 hours, 40 hours a day, it took me 1.5 years to accomplish that. So what is it saying? It's saying that classroom knowledge, book knowledge is not enough to make you effective. It's not enough. You need practicum, you need mentoring. Even at that, even after the 3,000 hours, there's still from time to time, I will get cases that are complicated or that I haven't had before, and I will call my supervisor and say, have you had this kind of case? How do you handle it? And he will say, yes, I've had this kind of case. This is what to do. Again, I give you one example. When I started counseling young people, youths and adolescents, those are not populations that I'm very familiar with. Quite frankly, I don't have patience for them. But one thing happened that baffled me. I had one client, it was the mom that brought her, but mom insisted on being in session every time we had session. So the first 2 sessions I didn't mind because I wanted to get more information from her. But once he went beyond that, she became an obstacle. She became a problem to us having a cohesive session. And mom insisted that she has to be there. And my client, who is a child, also insisted that she wants her child there. The first time happened, I took it as an aberration. It happened second client. But by the third one, I called my supervisor and said, is it normal for moms or parents to insist on being in session with their children? And he laughed and he said, yes, that's normal. You're probably out of 100 parents, you're going to get one or two who might come once or twice and then feel that they are comfortable with you to leave you with their child. Most of them are not going to be there for one reason or the other. It could be that there are family secrets they don't want the child to give out. It could be that they don't trust me. It could be a lot of things. It could be that they want to know what's going on, the progress that she's making. It can also be that they feel that the child is not going to focus unless they are there. So there are several reasons why mom would want to be in your session. If I didn't have someone that I could ask that question, I would have internalized that. I would have been thinking, this is me. I must have been doing something wrong. Why can't they trust me? But just that one word that my supervisor told me and said, it's normal. I've been doing this for 30-something years. I still have parents who were coming from day one. They're still coming. So it's not about me. It's about them in most cases. So all this I'm saying is to say that mentoring is essential for you if you want to really be effective in providing services that deliver quality and make changes in people's life. It is good to go through counseling. Finally, I want to say that there is an Igbo, in the Igbos of Nigeria, there's an adage that they have. They said that adage is if you're a young person and you're searching for something, standing up, you're looking, standing up. That thing that you're searching for, looking and standing up, climbing a ladder, an old man or older woman may have seen that thing sitting down. They're not seeing it, but they've seen it before. So that's something for experience. And if you're a Christian, if you also go biblically, you look at prophets that had mentors and mentees, the Elijah, Elisha, and then it went down to the last of the prophets. So mentoring is essential. And I know we all know that. Most of us are here to find out what this program is about. And I'm going to talk about that soon. But I also want to say that if there's any other place that you need mentoring, it's in health-related services, because people are not the same. People change. People change when they are sick. They change when they are good. They change from time to time. So having a mentor is essential. That's why we are doing this. Again, in TIMFA, we have two tracks. We have the training track, which is a TAP, the TIMFA affiliated program. So if you're wanting to do training and train people who would become counselors, that's the track to go. But if you're saying, if you see yourself as a consummate counselor, you are called to help people. You've already been helping people. People come to you when they have need. Your words matter. Your presence matter. Your motivation matters. Your recommendations matter. If that's you, then this program is for you. It's a 90-day program. I'm going to go through the slide a little bit, and then at the end, I will take questions. Let me open. Start from beginning. Okay, here we are. Let me turn this. Okay. I hope you're seeing me. You're seeing me. If you're not, let me know. It's a 90-day mentoring and practicum program. For some reason, this is auto writing what I'm saying, but that's fine. It's a 90-day program. There are two tracks, and I'm going to talk about it. The highlight is we are going to learn how to monetize the certification. You've gone through TIMFA training. What you have is certification, certifying that you know the stuff. We taught you a little bit of the business aspect of our certification, but it's not enough to hit the ground running. It's not enough to learn how to market. It's not enough to know where to market. It's not enough to convert referrals to actual clients. We are going to learn that in this 90 days program. We're also going to learn how to set up your own practice. What do you need to set up your practice? How do you go from certificate to practice? We're going to walk through that one by one in different aspects, different kinds of practice. We're going to look at that. We're going to talk about how to do intake and how to do termination. You've done a little bit of it in TIMFA. You may have done a little bit of it in other areas if you're not a TIMFA alumni, but we will work on it practically. In other words, you would see us, do you see me do intake? And then we will also do termination. And we will do practical sessions so that you see how to conduct sessions from beginning to the other. And we'll do it very, very practical because this is what I do. In my job where I work, I see at least 20 to 25 patients a week. Each of them is about 60 minutes to 90 minutes. So it's normally practical for me. So we're going to do that. And then we're also going to talk about the termination. How do I end my relationship with my client when they have either achieved their goal or they are not paying me or something happened and we need to end it? Counseling relationship is designed to end at some point. It may be 1 year, it may be 3 years, but the goal is that this is a professional relationship. It should end at some point. So when you want it to end, or when your client wants it to end, how do you end it? That's termination. And then we're going to talk about treatment planning. In TIMFA, you've heard about intake. The information you gather determines what you know. And the more you know, the better for your clients. But when you gather those information, what do you do with it is where the rubber meets the road. Someone says that the client's role is to tell their story. Our role as counselors and mentors and coaches is to convert their story to problems, to diagnosis, so that we can provide treatment or recommend treatment. For instance, someone may come to you and also my husband or my wife has been beating me up for the last 3 years. That's a story. So it's you who would say, okay, this is domestic violence. Okay, what is my protocol for domestic violence? I need to start from safety. I need to ask this woman, is she safe? Or the man, is he safe? If they are not safe, we need to make sure that all the parties are safe. That's your treatment planning. And then from treatment planning, from safety, we're going to go to addressing the reason why there is violence. Is it anger? Are there other things going on? Is somebody mentally sick? We're going to address that. And then we talk about how do we reconcile them if that. Those are treatment planning. But unless you understand the story from a clinical perspective, you're not going to be able to provide any treatment plan. And unless you're able to communicate your plan to the client and collaborate with the client to formulate your treatment planning, you may not be successful. So we're going to talk about that. And for those of us who will do practicum, we have a 30-day practicum program. In those 30 days, you will source and find out at least one client I will work with you on that one client from beginning till the end as much as you want me to be involved. But I'll be there for you so that you have one successful client that you treat over 30 days. And then we're going to talk about how do we cancel or how do we do Christian counseling? How do we counsel from a biblical perspective? And now, if you've taken our course again, we talked about how to incorporate spirituality into counseling. Those are theories. How do we do it in practice? So this 90 days, it will be loaded. That's the time that we impact all these things. This used to be a 6-month program. We kind of whittled it down to 90 days, again, because of course, 6 months, it was too expensive for a lot of people to engage. But at 90 days, we're bringing it down for you so that you can be part of it. Now, let's go to my next slide. So as I said, there are 2 tracks, the mentoring track and the practicum track. The mentoring is basically in those 90 days, I'm going to be here. You can call me and ask me questions about what you're doing. I'm really not involved in your cases that much. I provide recommendation. I provide what you do. The mentoring and practicum part would be, I could be in session with you if you want. I can simulate sessions with you, at least 1 or 2, so that you can be effective. The other cardinal point of the practicum point is that you have to have at least 1 client that you're working on or that you will work on for the 30 days duration. It's your responsibility to get a client that you convert so that you see us work from intake to termination. We're going to do termination even if you're not terminating. We're going to simulate it so that whenever you're ready to terminate, you know what to do. So that's it. 2 tracks, the mentoring and the mentoring and practicum. Some of us would want one or the other. Now, some are saying, what is the cost? The cost has been really whittled down. You see, 1,200 is not 1,200, I'm sorry. It is 200. 200, please check that, $200 for the 90 days, 100,000 Naira, 3,250 Rand. Those are the only 3 currencies that TIMFA accepts: the dollar, the Rand, and the Naira. Now, if you give us pound sterling, if you're able to send it and convert it to dollar, we will accept. Now, the other track is mentoring and practicum. That's what you're not seeing there. It's $250. We have 400 Rand, 200,000 Naira, and then 6,500 Rand. I think that's a mistake here. It's not actually 250. It's $400. Please mark there. Some typos on my slide. It's $400, 200,000 Naira, and then 6,500 Rand for those who are interested in both. But again, once again, the practicum is not just the class and the meetings that we would have. It's not just your access to me. The practicum includes a case study. And we're going to do a case study for all of us, but your own case study, your own practical case that you will work with me till the end. It's not a scenario. It's not you coming up and saying, there's this lady that I'm working on. If that's how you want to do it, it will be up to you. But what I really want to do is, I have a client, what do I do next? And we talk about what you do. I'm going to have my first session. How do I prepare? And we talk about how to prepare for your session. We finish my first session. How do I set up for the next? How soon do I set up for the next? We talk about it. We are in the 3rd session. We are not making progress. What do I do? We're making too much progress. How do I slow things down? Oh, my client is not engaging. I'm calling my client to a second appointment. She's not coming. How do I go around this? How do I beat this? I would help you navigate through that for 30 days. Those 30 days, you have access to me for any question, as long as you schedule it when it's accommodating for both of us. I will be there to work with you so that you can continue. So that's it for the slide. If we have any question, I'll be more than happy to take your question now. Any question? Any question from anyone? Remember, the mentoring program is 100,000 Naira. It's $200 and 325 Rand. The mentoring and practicum is $400. It's 200,000 Naira. It's 6,500 Rand. And you have those 90 days to pay them. You pay 50% at the beginning. You have the rest of the 90 days before we round up. Actually, 60 days into it, you have that much to finish your payments. So the rest of the 30 days, we engage in practical stuff. Any question? I expect questions from us. Any question or comments? And who is ready? If you're ready, say, I am ready. I'm ready to join. Who is joining us starting July? We are ready to roll. Who is ready? And by the way, the meetings will be on Zoom. Our meetings will be on Zoom. It will be saved for you on Facebook so that even if you miss that class, you can go back and look at it. So, any question, comments? You guys should have questions and comments. Lua Shey, any question? Miss Augustina, question, comments? Mercy? Thank you, thank you. You can type in your question or comments. You can unmute yourself and we'll talk about it. But the goal is to make you a better counselor, to be effective. So separate yourself from the many people who are claiming to be counselors. That's the goal.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for this insight.
Thank you.
Truly, it's worth it. It's worth going for. I will not say I'm ready for now because of cash.
Okay.
But it's what I'm very much interested in as soon as fund is available.
Okay.
As soon as fund is available.
Okay.
So that's what I will say for now.
Okay, good, good. Remember, we have 90 days to pay. We've made it easier for everybody who is interested to gradually enter and pay as you go, so that we won't be hindered by cash.
That's well noted, sir.
Okay, good, good. Any other person? Question, comments? Augustina said you don't have question. I think it was Mercy that said you don't have any question. Okay. How many of us are interested? If you're interested, let me know. Anybody that wants to join us for July? And then if you want to register, whoever you all know, Chris, if you're not on the WhatsApp group, join the WhatsApp group. I would add you to the WhatsApp group, okay? The number is there. My phone number is there too. You can reach me for registration, 281-701-7850. And then the other numbers are there too, 713-498-6211. And then you have Nigerian number, you have South African number. So whichever one appeals to you, reach out to us and we will help you with the process of registration. Okay. We will end here. Thank you for coming. And then God bless you. Those of us who will be joining us for the ESCC, the Essential Skills course, that will be coming up at the top of the hour. We will do open house for that. Those are courses for the Essential Skills courses on how to do grief and loss counseling, how to manage marriage and family crisis, suicide prevention and care, how to deal with alcohol and drug counseling, single parents and those who are second marriages. All those are courses that we have for certification. So we'll be doing the open house at the top of the hour, which is the next 20 minutes. So if you're interested in those, you can rejoin us. We'll provide information on how you can earn those certifications, again, so you can be effective. Look, in counseling, we never say we've arrived. We keep learning. Every year for me, I target one thing. When I started, it was marriage and family only. Then I added drug and alcohol counseling. Then I added grief and loss counseling. Then I added mental health counseling, where I deal a lot with those who have depression and anxiety. Next year that we are entering, next year, at the end of this year, I'm going to be focusing on children and adolescents. It's not that I'm going to do all these things. I'm really don't have any passion for children and adolescents, but because our ministry is about marriage and family. I want to know about every aspect, whatever affects marriages, whatever affects couples. I want to have an idea, at least how to deal with it, at least to recognize it. That's what the Essential Skills courses are about. Otherwise, if you're doing general counseling and you run into someone who is grieving, you're going to run into a problem because they require special skills to go past the grief. And then we begin to talk about marriage. That's all I have. God bless you all. For those of you joining us later, I'll see you top of the hour. For those who will join the class, I will see you later. God bless you. Bye-bye.